Hey guys, it's Joe Troyer, and I have with me a student of ours that I'm excited to hang out with and kind of interview for a couple of minutes with you guys. Robert Westburg just came through our mastermind program, our beta, and had some great results. And so I just wanted to pick his brain for a little bit on his experience, what he thought about the program, and give you guys kind of a behind-the-scenes look at the mastermind that we're going to be opening up here real shortly to you guys. So, Robert, man, thanks for coming on and hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me. I'm definitely glad to be here.
Cool, man. So let's get into it, man. Tell us about kind of your past experience. How did you get into kind of the SEO agency, search engine marketing stuff, and what's been your experience before our program?
Well, to be honest with you, I really haven't had any agency experience with regards to local lead generation before I jumped into this. I've always wanted to be involved in local business development. My real experience has been a consultant for financial institutions, banks, mortgage companies. Basically had a long run with Bank of America, Chase Auto Finance, Washington Mutual before they were taken over by Chase, and most recently a couple of mortgage companies, very prominent mortgage companies in the United States. And that was great for income. I mean, it was billing on an hourly rate, as much as $100 an hour sometimes. Very nice, very good income, but the travel was crazy. And about 2 or 3 years ago, I started looking at online income generation revenues, and I was sort of fiddling with ClickBank and doing some of trying to rank some some affiliate pages. Had some success too. Was able to get some ranking. Getting it maybe $300-400 a month on some of these sites. So I thought, you know what? I think I've got some ability, some skill here, but it was missing that interaction because, like I said, I really wanted to help people and their businesses. That's sort of where I come from with my background as consulting on a larger corporate level. I wanted to bring it down to the local business level. So for the last 2 or 3 years, I've really been looking at how I can get into that market and sort of break out on my own and sort of go that route. And now, with the mastermind we just finished, definitely I feel like, my skill sets, ability to communicate effectively have really helped to get local businesses to see my point, to see my side, and to team up with me. So it's been a win-win, I think, last month. Uh-oh. Can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. When you were doing consulting for the banks and for the mortgage companies, what type of consulting were you doing? Right? Were you doing marketing services and stuff for them, or?
No, actually, it was more IT based. We're doing UAT testing, system testing, product development. So it was more on the back end. Very little customer interaction. It was really more with managers, executives at the bank, and their IT departments.
Okay, cool. So kind of related because you were doing some type of consulting, right? But you were working for a company as one of their consultants, repping, all these different banks and helping these banks.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So you started dabbling with affiliate marketing, probably like all of us, playing around with ClickBank. I mean, you can't not miss ClickBank. That's funny. And I know a bunch of guys over at ClickBank, so that's really funny. So doing the affiliate thing, but feeling like, again, that, you wanted to be in more of that consultative position, I guess, missing kind of the personality, the one-on-one type of atmosphere, if you will.
Exactly. Right. I'm all about relationships. And I think that's really, what stuck out about local lead generation to me was it's building a relationship and teaming up with a company. And that really appeals to me. Everybody can, create a website, get it to rank, make some sales, but really you're then at the behest of Google, and with the next update, what's going to happen to your site. I feel like local lead generation puts more control back into my hands versus Google's.
Definitely. So would I be correct in saying, Robert, that this was like kind of your first jump into actual doing work for agencies or for local businesses?
Yes.
Kind of your first jump into it.
This is the first time, yes.
Okay, great. So no real past experience selling to local business owners per se.
Nope. None.
Okay. Would you say that you're a sales savvy person? Just curious.
Yeah, I do believe that, and that's I think it was fostered through my consulting background. Because as a consultant, when you're assigned to a gig, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 years, and
Right.
a lot of it is based on how you portray yourself and you relay yourself to the staff on site.
Yep.
And if they don't like you, they're going to cut you. So you learn how to cut the BS, get to the point, and get stuff done. Is what it comes down to. And as long as you're productive and you're able to help them, you usually can stay around a little bit longer than most.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Would you say that you're more of a hardcore kind of closer, or would you say you're more in the relationship kind of building side of things?
Actually, I started out more in the relationship side when we first started the mastermind. But as we got near the end, I sort of I got the attitude that's like, hey, if you don't want to do business with me, that's fine. I got other companies in the area that I can talk to. And when you have that attitude, that confidence, it relays. And a lot of the objections that you may have gotten in the beginning, they fall away. And I think that's a big part of what I got out of the mastermind is the confidence.
Awesome, man. That's great. So after going through the system now, would you recommend that anybody has any type of like set skills coming into the group? Is there something that you'd say, hey man, if you can come in with this or this, you'd be in a great spot, or like you just absolutely need to know this to come in? Is there any kind of words of wisdom that you could give people?
The only thing I would say is you've got to come with an open mind and be willing to do things that you aren't used to. Just be ready for change, really.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to grow unless you go through change. That's what growth is change. So taking on new ideas and implementing them, I think if you're open to that mindset, I think you can do anything. Now, with that said, I think you've got to be able to speak to people. If you can't pick up the phone and call someone, if that scares you, you need to get over that fast. You need to be able to say, you know what? They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like me. They started out, their business just like me at one point, where they were just, coming up out of the weeds. So really, it's just a matter of time. They have more time in their business than you maybe have in yours, and that can be overcome with time. Just do the work, put in the time, and you'll get there.
I agree. And I mean, I don't think that like ever cold calling somebody for anybody, even the best cold callers out there, like is real comfortable, right? Like every day you got to face that, right? Like you got to pump yourself up a little bit and you got to take action. But I love what you said. Like everybody, puts their pants on in the morning, one leg at a time. Like that's awesome. I love that quote. So, I mean, you just got to jump and you got to be ready for change. I love that. So let's talk a little bit about your results in the program, and not just kind of monetarily, like what has it done for you kind of in your thoughts and kind of in your what's it done for you kind of mentally? You said something to the effect that like by the end of the program now, like you're closing hard and you have the confidence. Let's talk about what, kind of what else has done for you mentally.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I got a call from the company that I used to subcontract out with, and they said, "Hey, are you available for work?" And I told them, I said, actually, I'm still working on my own thing here. I'm still building it out, and I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to you guys. So I guess that's the biggest thing, is that I realize that it's like an ocean. It's like, I sort of think of it like a fishing trolley going out. There's an ocean out there filled with fish. You just got to go out there and get it. Yep. And I think that's the biggest mindset change that I've had, is that, you know what, I relied on the consulting before, and I may go back to consulting here or there, do something with a company if I find that it's interesting, or there's maybe an aspect there that I might get something more than just the money out of with that gig. But really, I think the biggest thing I can do right now is to focus on my business, building it out, and making it self-sufficient, so that I can then do whatever I want, whenever I want.
Definitely.
Because this is definitely something, with the tools that you guys have provided, this is something you can do anywhere. You can do it traveling. You can do it on vacation. I was on vacation and I tried to disconnect completely. I needed some downtime because I went right from my other consulting gig right into this mastermind. So I needed some downtime. Went up, saw some family. But even then, I was getting email replies back from my campaigns, and people were calling me. And I actually closed a deal while I was on vacation. He sent me the order form, it's like, man, I gotta log on and I gotta do some work. So
I got to log on and actually charge this customer.
exactly. So take it for what it's worth. That's sort of where I'm at right now.
Okay, cool. I love that mental shift. I mean, I forget who said it. I was listening to somebody's podcast the other day, and they're like, all the money that you want is out there, right? All the money that's in circulation, even just US dollars. I mean, it's crazy how much money is in circulation. And it's out there. You just got to go get it, right? You got to stop focusing on, what's wrong with the economy and what's wrong with everything and what's going on in the world, and just focus on the money. Go get it. Who's got it?
That's right. And it's really it is mindset. It is confidence. It's a belief in yourself. And not just in yourself and what you can do, but what is yours? Do you believe that, this is you? Are you the agency expert, and are you the person that's going to help these businesses grow? If you have that in your mindset and you really believe it and you are acting on it, it's just a matter of time. It's going to come.
Definitely. Completely agree. We could spend probably an hour just talking about that. But so once we set up your sales stack, meaning for everybody that's watching, meaning the systems and processes that actually make everything happen in the background, the cohesive system, if you will. Once you set that up, do you remember, Robert, how long it was until you actually had your first book consult?
My first consult actually was within the week. I had some responses. People were opening up or clicking, and when I reached out to them, was able to set up, I think, 2 consults by the end of the first week, and then the second week I had I was 3 on one Friday. I had knocked them out. It's sort of like they were building up, and then on a Friday, boom, it's like they all just happened. So, and then at that point, after the second week, is when it really just kept coming in steadily, and I was booking consults probably 2 or 3 a day, moving forward.
Awesome. So how what have your conversion rates been like for the program? So for every unique consult that you've had, meaning you haven't had more than one consult with the person, just unique consults per individual to close deals, where are you sitting at about roughly?
Typically it's 3. So the initial consultation, 15 to 20 minutes. Then they typically have to go back. They've got to do their own due diligence. They say they're going back. They're talking to maybe someone else that wasn't on the call that should have been maybe on the call. And then a follow-up with any questions after that. Okay. And then typically it'll either be the second or third, but usually there'll be one more call. They'll call me. They'll say, hey, I just want to make sure I'm understanding is completely how this is going to work. And then that's usually when the order form comes. Okay.
Okay, cool. And then if you talk to 10 prospects, what's your closing rate kind of been? If I 10, what are you going to get out of it?
10 unique contacts, I would say you're going to close 33 to 40%.
Okay. Awesome, man. Cool, man. So how many, if you could real quick recap how many sales you did in the program and how many you got on the hook still that are hot?
I got 3 sales, $14.97 a month.
Yep.
So those are ongoing subscriptions, and that's currently working on those. And right now I've got, actually I was supposed to have a consult today. They rescheduled for tomorrow. And that one is probably going to close. And I've got 3 more that are on the hook. After the holidays, they took some time. They actually took, like me, they took an extended period after the holiday weekend that we just passed. And now they're getting back, and they're coming back. Also now we're beginning of April. A couple others have come back and said, you know what, after the 15th, let's talk after taxes, and we'll go from there. So we're sort of at a natural lull, after Passover holiday and before April 15th, people are sort of getting back in, but also preparing for taxes. So I'm seeing that as we hit the middle of the month, things should start picking up again. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 applications out, and I feel strongly about 3, maybe 4 of those. The 4th one is sort of on the fence a little bit more than the others, but 3 of them I think are pretty strong that should come through by the middle of the month. Okay, awesome. So, I mean, what's cool about that, right, is even if we downplay those numbers a little bit for everybody that's listening, even if we say 20 or 25%, just as a realistic number, if we say 20 or 25%, I mean, the crazy thing is we're not selling some foot in the door product.
This isn't like, let's sell something, not make any money. Like, right? Let's sell something for $100, have no margin in it just to get a customer. Right. I see a lot of people in the marketplace like selling services. They're like, "Hey, look, we just did this sales program and everybody was successful and they sold $100 product." It's like, well, what do you mean? Like that, that's not going to be beneficial for you. That's not going to be beneficial for me. Like, that's nothing, right? And so what I love is that the average package, you sold 3 packages at $14.97.
Yep.
Right? Like that's a sustainable amount of revenue, right? That means something to you and your bottom line. It's not like you brought in 3 clients at $100 each.
That's right. That's right.
And it's recurring, right? So, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of those coming in to make a big difference in anybody's life.
Right. And most of the clients that I've spoken to, prospective clients that I've spoken to, they said, yes, definitely the pricing makes sense. It becomes a relationship where we're helping one another.
Yep.
We're growing their business. As they grow their business, they're going to need more leads, which means they can go up to the next level. Exactly. So it's, and that I think it goes back to my original statement. It's about relationships and building the relationship and helping them build their business. And anyone who can team up with someone who's going to help you build your business is a good resource to have. And that's why with you and Ryan and the team there, I feel like you guys are really helping me build my business. So definitely, I'm going to keep my wagon hooked onto you guys for as long as possible.
Awesome, man. We appreciate that. We're in it for the long haul. You know it.
Definitely.
So, what would you tell somebody that was sitting on the fence, right? So we're getting ready soon. When we release this, we'll be opening up the mastermind to just our customers, no crazy launch or anything. What would you tell somebody that was sitting on the fence, right? Somebody sitting in your shoes trying to figure out, hey, man, should I take the dive? Should I take the plunge? Is it going to be right for me? What would you tell them?
I would say that, and based on my experience and what I've gone through, that the processes that are outlined and the tools that are shown will make all the difference in maximizing your efficiencies. And when coming from a consulting background, that's important, is to maximize your efficiencies. Yes, you could probably stumble along and sort of get your own process pieced together. Take you 2 or 3, 4 months maybe, and even then your efficiencies may not be as good as what they would get from what you've developed and what you've shown us. It's just something. I mean, if something should happen, let's say there's a big chasm in the United States and we have no communication between East Coast and West Coast, and I can't get a hold of you. What you've given me already has made me self-sufficient. However, the next round I think is really going to take it to the next level. And it's not just efficiencies, but really maximizing economies of scale and trying to really grow my business exponentially. And that's really what I want to do next. You basically shown the basics, but what I think what you're going to do next is going to take it to the next level.
Definitely, man. Every time, that's the goal. That's why we want to run basically every 3 months. We want to open it up, get everybody to a level, have a little break, open it back up, and right, so everybody can keep climbing, right? So you get the basics down the first time you come in. Hopefully they can just do what you did, Robert. Seal a couple of deals, have a couple hot ones on the line, right? And then be ready to really take the next step and really build their business versus just kind of getting the systems and processes dialed in.
And that's the big thing. I mean, you have all these programs that you see online. We get them all the time. The emails come in, the offers, and it's like, they have all these, these tools and things that you can use, and they have training video. But I think what you provide with, the actual hands-on support, interaction, feedback, you can't get that on, any other, offer of the day from anybody else.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's what we shoot for. I'm curious, kind of speaking of that, since you have been in our program, how many other products have you bought?
I'll be honest, I've bought 2 other products, but they're not geared toward SEO or local lead gen. So there were other areas that I'm looking to build out other revenue streams in. Really, when it comes to lead gen and agency training, I'm relying on what you're providing here.
Awesome. So how does that compare to what maybe would have been a normal month of buying products?
Oh, geez. I mean, you get all these emails and you think, oh man, it's like, that's a good price starting out, but then the one-time offers are going to come and it's going to rack up boom, boom, boom after that. I got smart. I started doing search for the product, comma OTO1, and look at the website. What's a one-time offer? What's a one-time two offer? So then you see, okay, I see now. There's 5 of them coming up. So so probably, yeah. I was probably before actually November, December of last year is when I really got involved with Launchpad, and with your with you guys out there, probably averaging 2 products a month, 2 or 3 products a month.
Yeah.
And that's from, over a 6-month period, because I'd taken some time off before that with my consulting gig and doing some more traveling. So I really wasn't engaged so much.
I got you.
But yeah, that's the thing. You look at these products and you think, it's not that bad of a hit at first, but then you get those one-time offers and it starts to hurt a little bit. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I would just want to point out one other thing that you said that I think was really big. You talked about the powers in building the relationships, right? And as you help them grow, and as you help them build their business, right, that they're just going to want and need more leads. So one of the things that always astounds people when I talk to them, when they're asking me about my lead gen business, they're like, okay, so like, what's your kind of front end offer? I'm like, lead gen. Like, okay, great. So then once you have them in, what's your upsell? I'm like, lead gen. And what's your upsell after that? Lead gen, right? It's just more of what they want. And it's kind of backwards. It's kind of not intuitive, but actually the thing that works best in terms of upsells, and it's been tested in all these different industries, is more of what you just bought, right? So if you buy 10 leads, if I go to upsell you anything besides leads, it's not going to convert near as well as just more of what you already bought.
That's right.
So, and that's what's so awesome about the program is, I mean, you've got 3 guys now, and if they double down on leads, I mean, you're netting 9-10 grand a month instantaneously.
Exactly, and that was the goal, and that's part of the pitch. It's like, yeah, I'm bringing you on at this level, but my goal is to get you to the top tier as quickly as possible. I want to grow your business to that level. And they all agree. Yes, we want to as well. So, this is the lead. Lead gen is the lead. And then the upsell is lead gen to the next level. So yes.
Awesome, man. So cool. I think we covered everything, man. I'm really looking forward to having you in the next group, and I'm super excited by all the action you've taken and the success that you've had. You completely deserve it 100%, and I'm really excited to see over the next quarter where things progress for you. So, man, thanks for taking a couple minutes out and coming and hanging with us. Any last thoughts for everybody?
I would say definitely. If you're looking at this to come on board with us when this starts up again shortly, I would say do not hesitate. Come on board. What you're going to get, let's say even if you just followed along and you didn't do anything, you didn't make one call, the information you're going to get is going to be light years ahead of what anybody else is offering out there. And the hands-on support is just second to none. So I would say do not hesitate, but come on board, join us, and help us as we help you. And that's one of the things I like as well, is that it's a community of people, in a mastermind group, everyone's helping each other. Because there's plenty of business out there. Everybody's thinking, oh, I don't want to share secrets. I don't want to, there's too much competition. There's more than enough business out there. And the more we can help each other and help hone each other in our skills, the better off we're going to be as a group. And I think it just makes sense.
Couldn't have said it better. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you. Have an awesome day.